Number two, true vision is a view of the future that is more noble than self-preservation. I want to say this slowly. True vision is a view or a picture of the future that is more noble than self-preservation. And what I mean by that is, a true vision is when you see a picture of the future that is more important than your own survival. And this is why people like Mahatma Gandhi, when he saw a vision of India being free from British colonial oppression, one man decided, the future of India that I see is greater than my own life. So he went to prison. And he told them, I will not eat until my people are free. He began to starve to death in the prison. And the British tried to make him eat. And he refused to eat. He closed his mouth. And he starved for the sake of his people. Are you a pastor with a vision? Are you a businessman with a vision? Are you willing to finance your house to make your business successful? Leadership requires sacrifice. The reason why there are very few leaders in this country is because most of us want to preserve ourselves. We don't want no one to hate us. We want to be loved by everybody. We want to be accepted by everybody. We don't want to rock the boat. We don't want to disturb the community. Don't want to disturb tradition. You are useless. You cannot be a leader without breaking traditions. Leaders are nuisances. True leaders are always a problem because they are always destroying the norm. They break up tradition. They're always bucking against policy. You cannot go to the future by maintaining the present. So leaders go to the future. Well, you know, Dr. Munroe, you know, our church been around for 500 years, you know, and I cannot, change the policy, you know, and our tradition, oh, shut up. No wonder why you got two people in your church. You cannot go to the future if you don't leave the present. Leadership is about movement. You can't lead where you are. Let me put it another way. You cannot lead people to where you are. Because that's where you are. Lead means you leave where you are and you go to a place you've never been. Are you a leader? Number three, true vision is not selfish ambition. You know, you ask people sometime, what is your vision? And they say, oh, to build a big house by the water. That's not a vision, that's ambition. You ask people, what is your vision? To build a church for 50,000 people. That's not a vision, that's an ambition. What is your vision? Oh, to become a multi-millionaire by age 40. That is not a vision, that is selfish ambition. No wonder why no one's following you. True vision never benefits the visionary. It benefits other people. If with which you are pursuing only benefits you, it is not a true vision. So leaders don't live for themselves, they live for people. They become the servant of humanity. So the greatest is always the servant of others. This is why true vision always serves the people. Let there be leaders in this country rising up out of this conference who will see a Papua New Guinea that is greater than their private personal ambition. Number 4, true vision is not for selfish promotion. It promotes others. Another example of Nelson Mandela, a good example. His vision of South Africa never promoted him. He wanted to promote the people of his country. He wanted to set them free and give them equality and give them access to opportunity. He did it for them. That's a true vision. Papua New Guinea, you are in a very critical moment in your development. Your country is becoming very attractive to the global community. And they are coming for your gold and your oil and your gas and your copper and your agriculture. And the question is, will you have leaders who are more concerned about you than about themselves? Because if they have selfish ambition, you will not benefit from your own resources. True leaders promote the people, not themselves. Number 5, true vision never destroys people. It builds people. A true vision will never destroy humanity. And this is why I have a problem with people like the late Bin Laden. Bin Laden had a vision, but it was not a true vision because it destroyed humans. The great mind of Muhammad. I read the Quran. It's a beautiful book. It's a religious book, of course, not a constitution. And Muhammad writes in his book that anyone who is an infidel must either be killed or made a slave. What kind of vision is that? An infidel means anyone who's not a Muslim. His vision was, there's only room in the world for a Muslim. Anybody else should be killed or made a slave of the Muslim. What a vision. You can't compare him with Yeshua. And I was reading the Bible one day and I saw the first terrorists in the Bible. They were worse than Bin Laden. There were 2 of them. They were terrorists. They are in the Bible. And both of them were disciples of Jesus. Can you imagine? 2 of his disciples were terrorists. One day, they were walking through a village, and he was with them. And 2 of them came to him and said to him, Master, we found some people in the village, and they are worshiping, but they they are not worshiping like us. Sounds familiar. Then they told Jesus, call down fire and burn them up. That's terrorism. They were worse than Mr. Bin Laden. You see, at least Mr. Bin Laden instructed his cohorts to fly some aircrafts into a building and kill 3,000 people. He instructed his cohorts to strap bombs on their bodies and walk into a marketplace and pull the cord and destroy innocent people. At least he did that. That was okay. But these guys actually asked God to kill them. They were worse. They told Jesus to call down fire and burn innocent people up. What an attitude of leadership. True vision never destroys people. Adolf Hitler had a vision of Europe being under one government like the Romans, and he believed that he was called by providence to be the leader of the Third Roman Empire. And he killed millions of people to fulfill his dream. That's not a true vision. A true vision never destroys humans. Would you like to hear Jesus' response to the terrorists? Okay. Both of them were called James and John. I think they were from Papua New Guinea, maybe. They said, call down fire and burn them up. Why? They don't worship like us. No different from what's happening today. And there are terrorists in this room. Some of you pastors are terrorists. You drive past a Muslim mosque. Oh Lord, burn it up. Why are you telling God burn the building up, man? You're a terrorist. You're no different. I got you. That's not leadership. You don't pray for the destruction of people. And Jesus responded. First, he was shocked. Let me quote what he said. It says, and Jesus turned to them and said, where did you get this spirit from? That's in the Bible. His first answer was a question. Where did you two guys get this spirit from? Now the word spirit there is a small s. It means attitude, mentality. Where did you get this mentality from, he says? Killing people. And that's why, even though I respect Mr. Muhammad, Jesus Christ's philosophy is superior. Because he doesn't kill people who doesn't agree with him. Where did you get this spirit from, he said. And then he said these words. I did not come to destroy men's lives, but to save them. Even though they worship differently at the moment. Even though they are still searching. You don't kill them in the midst of their search. And then he made a statement that pastors never preach on. He said, because I have sheep who are not of this fold. How come you don't preach on that? He was telling James and John, your attitude is terroristic. I don't kill people. I save people. And all of them are my sheep. And some of them are in another fold, still trying to find me. They can't find me if you kill them. So love one another. Love your enemies. Because they are simply temporarily insane. They are your brothers. They will come home eventually. True vision never destroys. Ladies and gentlemen, men and women, I want to define for you now what vision is. We know what it is not. So what is it? Number one, vision is a conceptual view of the future. Now, this word conceptual sounds like a big word. It simply means picture. Picture. Vision is a picture of the future. Secondly, vision is a visual manifestation of your purpose. Your purpose is your assignment for your life. Vision is when you see it in pictures. Thirdly, vision is a glimpse of the reason for your existence. I have a dream. I see the day coming when little black boys and little white girls will walk hand in hand in the streets of Alabama. I have a dream that a man will be no longer judged by the color of his skin, but by the content of his character. I have a dream. Martin Luther King saw something. What do you see about Papua New Guinea? Not the one you're in. Is there a leader in your government, in your country, who speaks like that? I have a dream of Papua New Guinea. I see a country where the streets are paved and people are happy and education is for everyone and health is available and peace reigns in our castles and people are happy in their homes and there is no strife and no broken homes and no crime. I have a dream. Is there someone with a dream? Or do you simply want a job? We need leaders, young man. We need leaders, young women. Pastor, businessman. We need leaders, not just entrepreneurs, but leaders. This is your country. And you don't like what you see now. People laying on the side of the streets. Young people without jobs. Unmarried pregnant girls. What is your vision? We need some leaders here. We need people with vision. Where there's no vision, we need leaders. I was sent here to disturb you. What is vision? Vision is the perception of your divine assignment. Vision is the conception of your preferred future, what you prefer to see rather than what is. Vision is the capacity to see the invisible and believe that it's possible. Vision is seeing beyond your eyes and living in your imagination that benefits everybody else. Are there leaders in Papua New Guinea? Esther was a beautiful young girl. She was in her 20s, and she decided to save a whole island and a whole country. Are there 20-year-old women here who got a vision of Papua New Guinea, like Esther? And Esther knew that I could lose my life. I could die. But she was willing to sacrifice her own life for her people. Do you just want to dress up and wear makeup and wear dresses? Or do you want to change your country? What a woman Esther was. Nehemiah had a job. He was a waiter, serving drinks. But he saw a vision of his country, and he couldn't stay on the job anymore. True vision makes your job uncomfortable. He had to leave his job because of his passion for his vision. And he rebuilt the walls of his country. Papua New Guinea needs leaders. Most important principles of leadership and how they relate to vision. These are important. The first principle of leadership is purpose. You must discover your sense of why you were born. I call it your sense of destiny. Secondly, your passion. Your passion is your personal motivation to pursue your purpose. You are willing to sacrifice for it. And then thirdly, your principles. Your principles are the standards and values you will not violate in pursuit of your vision. And I want to say to all of you that principles protect purpose and passion. And number 4, leadership requires the principle of vision. Vision is a picture of your destiny. It's seeing your future in technicolor. Vision is the very purpose for leadership. The only reason why a leader exists is because of vision. So where there is no vision, there can be no leader. And where there is a leader, there has to be a vision. So if somebody says they are a leader and they have no clear vision of the future, they are not a leader, they are a manager. And this is why we must capture vision. Vision is born, but then leadership is born when vision is captured. Leadership without vision is simply management of goals. Leadership is what gives meaning when vision comes. Vision gives meaning to leadership. It explains leadership. If I ask you, why should I follow you? Your answer should be vision. It explains leadership. It makes leadership legitimate. This is why, if you want to follow someone, your first question is not, are you intelligent? Or are you powerful? Or are you wealthy? The first question is, where are you going? And if they cannot answer that question, you go somewhere else. You cannot follow someone to nowhere. So leadership gives meaning and legitimacy from the vision. Vision also provides the direction and the force of leadership. And the reason why leadership exists is because of the vision. So you must capture a vision for your life. And your vision should benefit humanity. When you sit down to write your vision, check it to see if it benefits other people. If it doesn't benefit other people, it is not a vision, it is personal ambition. All of you came to this earth to improve humanity's life. You got to find out what that is that you were brought here to bring to us. There's a gift that you're carrying that we all need. And I say to you women here in Papua New Guinea, your culture have not allowed you to become all you were born to be. And some of you men got problems with women in leadership. You are sick. Esther saved the whole country. Deborah delivered her people. Mary gave us Jesus. What's your problem? As a matter of fact, let me say to all you pastors right up front, look at me in my eyes right now. Look at me. God depends on women so much for leadership that he doesn't make the church a woman, a man rather. The church is a woman. Oh, let me say it slow. Jesus Christ is the husband. The church is his bride. And he left the world in the hands of his bride. Take a deep breath, brothers. That's why I married my wife. I'm a smart man. I married a smart, intelligent woman who's got so much leadership quality that she becomes my wonderful teacher. Ladies and gentlemen, do not suffocate other people's vision, including your spouse. You know, this afternoon, I'm going to talk to the men this afternoon, but let me just talk to the men in the front of the women for a second. A lot of men think that women were born to cook food for them, to be in the kitchen. Where's that in the Bible? Sit up straight. Look at me. When you read the Constitution, that's the Bible, you'll discover that the cooks in the Bible are not women. Uh-oh. They are the men. You don't believe me, right? Okay, let's prove it. Abraham had a son. Son was named, what was his name? Isaac. Isaac had two sons. What were their names? Jacob, Esau. Okay. Isaac is God's promised son. And Isaac is about to die. Now, when a man is about to die, he wants the best of everything before he dies. So Isaac is on his deathbed. And Isaac says, you know something? I'm about to die. I know I'm going to die. I want the best meal before I die. His wife was right there. Oh, come on, guys. Sit up straight now. Talk to me. Isaac said, I don't want you to cook, woman. You can't cook. I want my son to cook. He cooks the best meal, he says. Well, are men the cooks? Let's find out. Jesus Christ went to the cross, died, rose again in the resurrected body. He was sitting on the beach watching the disciples in the boat. And he said to them, caught anything? They said, no. He said, put the net on the other side. And they realized, hey, that's the master. So Peter jumped out of the boat and began to run in the water. And it says, and Jesus was on the shore cooking for them. Come on, guys, clap with me. All the men who want to be like Jesus, hold your hand up, please. All right. That means you got to learn to cook. Thank you very much. Give God a big hand. He was a cook. Women are leaders and they have vision. Stop oppressing them. Let them have dominion. Male and female. Have you ever asked your wife, what is your vision? No, you never. Because you just assume she ain't got none. And that's why you are broke. Come on, ladies, clap for me just for a couple seconds here. Get it out. I am a wealthy man today because of my wife. Her ideas are amazing. Everyone was born to be a leader. So get over it. It's a new day in Papua New Guinea. Everybody clap. Come on, men, clap with me. Shout yes. Hallelujah. You're supposed to be partners in life. Your wife is not a domestic servant. If you're a king, she's automatically a queen, dummy. All the men clap for the queens in their lives right now. Come on, men, clap loud. Let's say the queens know we love them. All the queens clap for the big kings around them. Come on, ladies. Leadership begins and ends with vision. Write it down. Leadership what? Begins and ends with vision. The reason why leadership is born is because a person captures a vision of the future. And it ends when they fulfill that vision. And so leadership is about moving from the present into the future. It is impossible to lead to nowhere. Leadership actually supposes a destination. If you told me to follow you, you must be going to a destination. As a matter of fact, leadership without a destination is not leadership, it's simply motion. Leadership without a destination is activity without meaning. Leadership without a destination is simply movement. I've heard it said, and I agree, if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. If you aim at nothing, you'll never miss. Leaders know where they're going. They have a destiny. They have a future picture. They know what they want to achieve, and they know exactly what they want to do. They have a perceived and conceived vision. They see the future. He who leads without a vision is simply taking a walk. Leadership without a vision is activity without meaning. Leadership without a vision is the abuse of human talent and resources. Some of you pastors, I warn you, be careful. You could be very abusive of your people. Because if you're collecting their offerings but ain't taking them nowhere, you are a thief. Leadership is about a destination, not about a program. Give us leaders, O Lord. If your government collects taxes but doesn't take the country to a future, that's abuse of people's resources. If you collect offerings in your church and have no future vision for the people, that's abuse of people's resources. If you got musicians playing for you every week and you got people at the door being ushers, but you ain't taking the church to the future, then you are abusing those people's talents. Leadership is not about maintenance. It's about movement. Leadership is found in this statement written by Jesus Christ. If the blind lead the blind, he says, they both fall into a ditch. You know, when you fall into a ditch, you can't go nowhere. You're in a hole. And most companies are like that right now. Some churches have been that way for 10 years. A hole. They ain't growing. They ain't expanding. They ain't going nowhere. They're just present. It's a hole. And it's because the person in charge have no vision. If the blind lead the blind, they both fall into a ditch. If you feel like you are stuck as a country, or stuck as a company, or stuck as a church, the problem is a lack of vision. And so my admonition to you as we close this session is this: the most important component in leadership is not power. It's vision. Today, you've got a question to answer. Do you have a vision of the future? Do you believe the pictures in your mind? I love you so much. That's why I came from around the world to talk to you. Because you're getting older. You got no more years to waste. Stop living for yourself. Find something to die for. Young man, go to school and get your education to prepare yourself to change your country. Young woman, go get your degrees from university to prepare yourself to make a difference. Buy books and read them. Educate your mentality. Transform your thinking. Begin to prepare yourself for your great contribution. Old man, cancel your retirement and get back in the race. Because Abraham started his vision at age 75. Sarah was 75 when she began believing again. May today be the day that a leader was born in Papua New Guinea, sitting in your chair.
Thank you once again for listening to this message, as we hope that it has been a blessing to you. Our goal is to show you new paths and opportunities so that you can discover your purpose. It is your love, support, and partnership that makes Munroe Global possible. Please visit us online at www.munroeglobal.com for more product, partnership, or to join us at one of our live events around the world.